Let me start. So, happy evening, everyone, and welcome to day 23 of our magic book journey. I'm so happy that we have come to the last week, and it felt that how time passed with you all. It was a wonderful time which I have been having with all of you. So,
Yeah.
day 23 is magical air that you breathe. I'm going to share the screen, and now no talking. We have to start. So only talking is about the picture and the chapter. The magical air that you breathe, we see the upper part of a tree. It's a lonely tree. It's a one tree, and there's a reason why Rhonda Byrne has shared only one tree. It's the magical tree. And what is the magic about it? So there are some trees we know, there are some plants we know which give oxygen throughout the day. Even in the day, night, they give continuously oxygen. Some of the plants which I know is a tulsi plant, another plant is a spider plant, another plant is a snake plant, and these plants, they give oxygen throughout day and night, and they are really healthy. I mean, they improve the energy of the place where they are kept in. And there are some plants. So looking at this picture, what do we see? That this tree is standing on the heart of Mother Earth, and the roots we don't see, but yeah, of course the roots are going deep inside the earth, and it gives the prana, the air that we breathe in. Okay, the life force, the power which we breathe in every single moment. Right now also we are breathing in and out, and if the breathing stops, then the body and mind ceases to function. It stops there, it's the end of it. So, and the early morning hours are really beautiful hours when most of us are sleeping. If you can go out and be with nature, sit under a tree, take in deep breaths, hug a tree, feel the energy of the tree. You can feel the leaves, you can feel you can touch, you can enjoy the colors, the different colors, even if it's green color. There's so many shades of green color which every tree has. And sometimes you like the light green color, sometimes you like the dark green color, sometimes you like that darkest green color, and different plants have different colors in them, and even the branches have a color of their own. So just connecting with nature is one of the beautiful ways of detoxifying yourself. Detoxifying means to de-stress your mind and your body too. So today's chapter is going to tell us that how can we do that? uh, the air, magical air that you breathe. What is air? Air is an invisible, odorless, tasteless gas. And what are the gases which are present in the air? Nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide if it's polluted. Otherwise, there's nitrogen and oxygen is required for us for every functioning of the body. Not only that we need to breathe in, but for digestion, for respiration, of course, for keeping the health of the organs inside the body, oxygen is required. Okay. So, and it surrounds the earth. And right now, when we are in the middle of the pandemic, we know how important, what's the value of oxygen, how important it is, how it is, it helps us, and without it, what is happening. So I don't need to talk about it, because we are going to focus on only what we want, and what we don't want, we will not talk about it.
Ma'am,
But just as an information, just to tell you all what is the importance of oxygen in our life. Yes, Kashvi?
can I instead of the I don't go down and I live in a building, so instead of going downstairs, can I sit in my balcony and view all the trees? And there's a lot of air in the early morning, and I wake up very early.
Sure, sure. I saw you today. You're sitting in your balcony, right?
I was first sitting in the balcony, but ma'am, down there was a lot of noise and everyone was playing and talking. So I thought that I should come here.
Okay, very good. Very thoughtful of you. Yes, you can do that. So if I mean, I would have mentioned in the, while we are reading the chapter, that now, since the lockdown is there, you can't go in an open garden, you can't go in an open space. But do keep in mind, whenever you are allowed to go, you can do that. But right now, yes, it's a very good idea to sit beside the plants which is there in your balcony, or even if there are no plants, the air is fresh, and especially the morning time. And I want to share with you all one thing you all can try tomorrow morning or any time of the day. It's really beautiful. You know, these magic sparkles, the magic dust we are seeing, actually you can see in the air. How? So you can take the backdrop of the sky, you know, the sky above you, and it's an open thing. You can look outside your window, and just the backdrop of the sky means the sky is there in front of your eyes. And when you keep on focusing outside the window, looking at the sky, no buildings in front of you, right? Okay. And then you will see small silver particles in the air. And do let me know, everyone, whether you have seen it or not. And it's
I
mostly
have.
now in the night, you won't be able to see, only during the daytime. Those are the particles of prana. Those are the life force. Those that is the you can say the chi, what the Chinese call, the ki, what the Japanese call, and prana, which we call in India. Okay,
Mama, I see it
I've
sometimes
seen
when I
it,
go
ma'am.
to the terrace.
you've seen it. Very good, very good.
And it's only like when it's very sunny and the sky is entirely blue. And the more you see, the more concentrated it actually becomes.
Yeah, the more you see, the more you can see, you know, jumping up and down,
Yeah.
and beautiful it looks. So, wow, you've seen it. Very nice.
Ma'am,
Awesome.
sometimes I see it near my eyes, like around my specs.
No, no, those are floaters. I'm not talking of those. If you're seeing that, then I'm not talking of those, Kashvi. I'm talking of what we see in the open space, in the sky, in the air, I mean outside, in an open space. What you
Yeah,
see
I
around your eyes, the
there are
specs.
some little sparks even around my specs. They are different than what in the sky, but sometimes there are. So I don't know what they
No,
are.
no, those are floaters, what you're talking about. We are not talking of floaters. We are talking of those silver tiny particles. Okay, so Simar, you can start reading. And no more talking now. Should I mute everyone?
No, ma'am, we won't.
Huh? Sorry, I shouldn't.
No.
Okay, so please let's do a smooth reading. And yes, okay, Vishwa says, yes, sometimes I see. Very good. For those of you who've seen, keep on seeing, because it does give you lots of energy. And at that time, if you do what this chapter is trying to tell us, then you will see a different energy in you. Okay, so let's continue.
It is quite possible to leave your home for a walk in the early morning air and return a different person, beguiled, enchanted. Evan Chase, educator and writer. Someone had told me a few years back to be grateful for the air that I breathe. I would have thought that the person was crazy. It wouldn't have made a bit of sense to me. Why on earth would anyone be grateful for the air they breathe? But as my life
We
changed,
pause here, Simran, and just check the place where you're sitting in. Your voice is going away a little bit, you know, it's just there's a lag, or I don't know.
I'll,
Okay, just check. Okay, till the
I'll
time I'm
speak into
explaining. I'm explaining till the time you can check. So I have experienced this. You know how many of you must have experienced this, that when you leave your home for an early morning walk, when you come back, you feel a different person, beguiled and enchanted. Beguiled means charmed, attracted, totally absorbed by something in a magical way. You know, beguiled. It's when you pronounce this, you feel so nice. And enchanted is again magic, jadoo. Okay, so but and you know, most of us, we feel lazy to go in the morning. But if you get a chance, or if you decide to go home for, I mean walk out of your home for early morning walk and go in an open space. So I remember, now of course it's not possible, but when I'm talking of just 2 3 years back only, or maybe just 1.5 years back, whenever I didn't have a had whenever I would get an opportunity to leave early in the morning, because early morning, when I used to have my yoga sessions at home, it used to start at 6, sometimes 6:30, sometimes 6. And then after that, I used to leave for my other classes. So it was quite not possible. But Saturday, Sunday, I used to really make sure that I go out in the open space and to walk in the, walk with Mother Nature. So I remember once, and there was a time when I used to go for my evening walks also. So at that time, I'm talking of, once I had a terrible headache. Terrible means terrible headache. And I'm a person who would not take medicines very fast. I would just heal it with whatever I can. So that time I just decided to go for a walk. When I entered the garden, 15 minutes after that, my headache started becoming less. And when I came home, I was completely a different person. My headache had completely gone. I was feeling more happy, more energetic. So actually, I experienced what these lines are saying. And now when I'm recollecting that, yes, it did happen with me. And it was quite magical. And then I used to do it quite often, like, whenever I used to feel little low or upset or low on energy, I would just go for an evening walk and to be with nature. You can just sit and do whatever you can. You can walk, you can jog, you can sit, you can be with yourself, with nature, and that's the best time you can spend, not just sitting with the cell phones or the video games or anything else what we keep on doing right now. So yeah, at times you want to change your mood, you can do that, but not as a regular thing. Regular thing is what you can be with nature. You can just feel nature within you, because whatever is there, what we see in nature, our body is made up of those things. So you're connecting yourself with yourself when you are with nature. Please continue. But as my life changed,
But as my life changed from using gratitude, the things that I took for granted or didn't give a second thought about became an absolute miracle to me. I went from sweating the small from sweating I went from sweating the small stuff in my little world and day-to-day life to opening my eyes and thinking about the bigger picture and wonder of the universe.
yes. So then when Rhonda Byrne started connecting with Mother Nature, she actually, and then she also started being grateful, because when you are with nature, you actually feel grateful. You get, because that is the essence of nature. And then the things that she took granted, I mean, she, life became a miracle for her. And her eyes were opening to the bigger picture. So everything what we experience in our life, there is what we see, that is the thing what we actually see, but the picture behind what we see is something different. Okay, so let me give you an example. Yeah, we can take the example of the lockdown only. The lockdown has been the biggest boon to humankind. When, I'm just wondering, 22nd of March was the first day last year. 22nd of March 2020 was the day when the first day we had the lockdown. And who thought that this is going to continue? But as the day went, as the days went one by one, months passed, then the year passed, the new year began. And when I'm looking at myself, everybody start looking and just share. When I'm looking at myself, there's so much of growth in mankind. Everybody has grown in their bigger ways, smaller ways. Of course, there are some breakdowns, but the breakthroughs are more than the breakdowns, isn't it? Yes, no, everyone. What do you
Ma'am,
feel? No,
ma'am,
just write down, don't speak. Just write down yes, no, nothing else. The rest of the talk we'll do afterwards, because then we won't be able to complete the chapter and I don't want to hush up. So yes, we have grown mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. We all have grown. And I want you all to write down whatever, we have pros and cons. Everybody understands pros and cons, the advantages and disadvantages. So just
no,
write down. Of course, and you will say that, of course, there are some disadvantages also, which many of you would like to share. But first, start writing the advantages, what we have got out of these many months. Now, March 1 year got over, April, May, June. Yeah, so nearly 1 year, and June has not yet completed. So nearly 1 year, 2.5 months. And we don't know. But we know also, I mean, some of us can just manifest that, yes, now from now onwards, from this month onwards, the lockdown is no more. I mean, we have started living our normal life. If we think, if we have that positive attitude, if we have that faith in ourselves, the collective consciousness of humankind can change everything. But remember, this lockdown, this virus will take its own time. Till the time we learn our lessons, it will not go. So if you have certain limitations in your mind, if you still have been following the same lifestyle, which I'm sure none of you on this call are, then you will have to keep on, the lessons will keep on coming to you. You will not be able to go to the next chapter. So so coming back to this chapter, when Rhonda started appreciating, being grateful for the day-to-day life, bigger and bigger pictures and wonders of the universe started coming in front of her eyes. And what are they? Let's read further.
As the great scientist Newton said, when I look at the solar system, I see the Earth at the right distance from the Sun to receive the proper amount of heat and light. This did not happen by chance. Those words made me think more and more about the bigger picture. It's not an accident that there's a protective atmosphere surrounding us, and that beyond it, there's no air or oxygen. It's not an accident that the trees give off oxygen so that our atmosphere is continually replenished. It's not an accident that our solar system is perfectly placed, and that if it were anywhere else in the galaxy, we would most likely be devastated by cosmic radiation. There are thousands of parameters and ratios that support life on Earth. All of them are on knife edged, and their fine tuning is so critical that a fraction of a difference in any of these parameters and ratios would make life unlivable on Earth. It is difficult to believe any of these things could have happened by accident. It would seem that they are perfectly designed, perfectly placed, perfectly balanced for us.
We'll pause here. So when we think of anytime we think of a scientist, Newton's name comes first. And these are the words of Newton that he said. He was he was awestruck, he was surprised that when I look at the solar system, let's imagine now as we are, as I'm saying these lines, that the solar system, the Earth, the sun is in the center, and every planet, let's talk about Earth, the Earth is at a right distance from the sun. Supposing if the Earth changed its orbit, if it shifted little bit, then the entire Earth would be, there would be snow, it would be frozen. And not only Earth, all the other planets, their orbit would have shifted. And who has designed this? Tell me how this thing has been done. Who is that super energy, that higher power? How everything is being held? How the planets are being held? They don't lose their balance. How the sun is in the center of the galaxy, the solar system, and how we are getting proper amount of heat and light every day. Seasons change, weather changes, how everything is happening. So it's a point to think about it, okay? And Kashvi, please, because no, just wait, Kashvi. Just make a note, write down what you want to share. You can share in the end, okay? So this did not happen by chance. This is for sure. Let's understand that all this didn't happen by chance. Everything is designed and nothing happens by chance. Everything is perfectly designed, perfectly placed, perfectly balanced for us. Look at nature. Look at God, how much we have been given. And just think that this protective atmosphere which is surrounding us, and beyond it, if we go further, then there is no oxygen, and then we would not be able to breathe. I remember years back, many years back, I'm saying, and right now it must have increased. In Australia, there are holes in the ozone layer, and because of which the radiation of the sun is coming, and that's because of that the people over there, they have a lot of skin cancer. It's very common over there. So why all this happened? Why all this happened? Because we abused nature. We didn't respect nature. And it's not an accident that the trees, they give off oxygen, and that the atmosphere is, with the carbon dioxide and the pollution which we all keep on doing, it's replenished because of the trees. That's why we should be grateful to the trees. And all these things, whatever is mentioned, there are thousands of parameters and ratios that support life on earth. And the fine tuning is so beautiful that it's mind boggling. Sometimes if you think quietly and see and think that how everything is made possible, how everything is made possible for us, and then we say, okay, it's fine, we take it for granted. No, please don't do that. Now, since we are in this journey, let's be grateful for each and everything that has been given to us by Mother Nature, each and everything that has been given to us by Father Universe. Everything has been given to us so perfectly at the right time, at the right place. Yes, please continue. Yeah, Kashi, I read your previous message. Yeah, I mean, that's very true what you have written. Even in Antarctica, ma'am. Yeah, Simar has written even in Antarctica. Yes, please continue. When the realization hits you.
When the realization hits you that all of these things might not be an accident, and that the balance of every microscopic element surrounding Earth and on Earth is in perfect harmony to support us, you will feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude for life, because all of it has been done to sustain you. The magical air that you breathe is not an accident or a fluke of nature. When you think about the enormousness of what had to take place in the universe for us to have air, and you then take a breathing
No,
air,
and
you
then
then
you take a breath. Just read this
yeah,
again. And then, and you then take
I'll,
a breath.
I'll read the whole line again.
Yeah.
When you think about the enormousness of what had to take place in the universe for us to have air, and you then take a breath, breathing air into your
Body.
body becomes breathtaking in every sense of the word. We take one breath after another and never give a thought to the fact that there is always air for us to breathe. Yet, oxygen is one of the most plentiful elements in our body. And as we breathe, it feeds every cell in our body so that we can continue to live. The most precious gift of our life is air, because without it, none of us would last for more than a few minutes.
We'll pause here. So, excuse me, if we are taking that air which we are breathing in is just a free commodity and it's there, always there for us, I'm sorry that we need to rectify our thoughts. We need to change this thought, not taking air for granted. We need to be grateful for the air that we are breathing in every single moment, whether we are sleeping, whether we're in a sleep state, whether we are in the waking state, whether we are whatever we are doing, we are taking, and it's happening spontaneously, it's happening on its own. But today's chapter is going to tell us how to breathe in, deliberately, and how do you do it. So it's not just, it's not just that we need oxygen to live. It's not just that. Oxygen is one of the most important element in our body. Even the blood which is there, it gets the red color because of oxygen, the blood which is flowing in our body. And the cells which are functioning in the body, every part of the body, whether it's the skin or the organs or the muscles or the bones or the tissues, or they all are made up of small units, which is called cell. We all have studied in science now, most of us. Yes, no? And we've seen the structure of the cell also. I remember drawing that, the structure of the cell, when you look under a microscope, how it looks. And don't forget that it is made of, the oxygen is flowing in it. Without oxygen, it wouldn't have existed. Every second, cells die and new cells come. All this is possible only because of the most precious thing, the gift of nature which we have is oxygen. Okay, and without it, We all know. I mean, we can try doing it once. Let's do it. Let's all of us close our nostrils with both the hands, with 2 fingers, and close our mouth also. How long can we stay? Let's see. It's not a challenge. Don't take it as a challenge, but we are just seeing. It's an experiment we are doing. So after maybe 30, 45 minutes, you feel that little, oh, I want to breathe. Did you feel that? How many of you? How many of you? I'm telling you again, it's not a challenge.
Only 10 seconds.
You could stay only 10 seconds, okay? Simmer, yes. So this, yeah. Yes. So yes, so I mean, it's not possible for us to last more than a few minutes.
Ma'am, I can say 30 seconds.
Very good. I'm not asking how many. That's why I told you it's not a challenge. But there's a point where after which you can't. Yeah. If somebody tells you just stay for a longer period of time, it's not possible for you. So this is what is the importance of air, the importance of oxygen, the importance of prana. This is what we need to understand today, that when we wake up, so when you're writing things what you're grateful for, you can also write this: I'm grateful to the air that I breathe. I'm grateful to the oxygen which is freely available to us. I'm grateful for the trees that they regenerate the oxygen. They take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. I'm grateful to those plants which give just oxygen throughout their life, which is, through day, through night, they just give oxygen. Okay, so just be grateful. And I'm telling you, from now onwards, fix up a time. Maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it's fine. Maybe 15, 20 minutes, it's fine. Okay, Vishwa says I've written many times. Okay, Vishwa. So keep on doing that. And this is the most beautiful thing what you can give to yourself, is connecting with nature and being grateful to all what is available to you. And for today's chapter, it's about the air that we breathe. Please continue. When I first began
to use gratitude's magical power, I used it for a lot of personal things that I wanted, and it worked. But it was when I began to be grateful for the real gifts in life that I experienced the ultimate power of gratitude. The more grateful I became for a sunset, a tree, the ocean, the dew on the grass, my life, and the people in it, every material thing I've ever dreamed of having poured down upon me, I now understand the reason why it happened that way. When we can feel truly grateful for the precious gifts of life and nature, like the magical air that we breathe, we have reached one of the deepest possible levels of gratitude. And whoever has that depth of gratitude will receive absolute abundance.
we're going to pause here. We're going to pause here. And the next is we are going to do a practical thing. We'll do a visualization. So, what are the real gifts of nature? We're just talking of air and oxygen till now. But then Rhonda Byrne is sharing that uh, when she started her journey of being grateful, she used a lot of personal things. She used it for a lot of personal things that she wanted, and it worked. But then after she began to be grateful for the real gifts in life, what are the real gifts? It's not that somebody gifted us a cell phone, or somebody gifted us a PS5, or somebody gifted us a branded pair of jeans, or somebody gifted us a Nike shoes. It's not that. These are not the real gifts in life. Or somebody gave us, somebody gave us a ride in a Skoda, or, whatever is your desire. These are not the real gifts in life. The real gifts in life is to be grateful for what nature has given us. Just imagine to be grateful for a sunset. If you are how many of you who have watched a sunset or a sunrise? How many of you? And what did you experience when you watched a sunset? It's both are two different experiences. When you watch, actually, you never say the sun is setting. You always say the sun goes down. The sun going down, because you are seeing it, you might say it's setting, but it's right. It's some other part of the world, it's always there. The sun never disappears. If it's not there over here, it's there in America. If it's not there over here, it's there in Antarctica. If it's not there in Antarctica, it's here. So it's always seen some part of the world. So the more grateful you become, okay, yes, people who have seen the sunrise or the sun going down, most beautiful experience. So be grateful for the tree, be grateful for the sun, be grateful for the sun going down, be grateful for the sunrise, be grateful to the sound of the ocean, waves in the ocean. Be grateful for the dew on the grass. That's really beautiful. And you happen to see this in winter time. It's really beautiful because the dewdrops, they look so beautiful. They look like, pearls. When the sun rays fall on it, they actually look like pearls. They shine and glisten like pearls. And if you get an opportunity to walk on the dewdrops on the grass, that's really, really a beautiful experience. It's very good for your eyes. So people who have specs, if you walk on the dew on the grass early in the morning, then your eyes, the number of your the glasses will become less, and maybe slowly you will be off your glasses. So the dew on the grass, my life and the people in it, all the people who are there around you, your near and dear ones, or people who are helping you in your life, just be grateful to them. And every material thing I have dreamed of. So after she became grateful to all these things, what happened? What happened was that whatever material things she wanted, it kept on pouring in her life one by one. Okay, so now we are going to just be grateful for the precious gifts of life and nature, like the magical air that we breathe. So if you are doing that from today itself, many times during the day, you can just be aware of the air that you're breathing. And today's chapter is going to, the next para itself is going to tell us how can we be grateful, how can we be aware of the air that we are breathing. So I would request all of you to sit with an erect spine, not be disturbed by any other external sound. Don't talk to anyone. If you want to talk, complete all your talks right now. And if anybody is there beside you, make them also sit and tell them not to disturb you and ask you anything. Okay, so just be with your normal breaths, your inhalations and your exhalations. And now take a deep breath in. Feel the air touching the nostrils, going inside the lungs. And then as you take a deep breath out, feel the warm air flowing out of your nostrils. And then again, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And a third breath in. See, by now the length of your breaths have become longer. And a deep breath out. And a fourth breath in and out. And one last time, a fifth breath in and out. Feel the joy of breathing. Feel the energy that is flowing in your body right now. And now say the magic words, thank you. Thank you for the magical air that I breathe. Thank you so much. Thank you for the magical air that I breathe. Thank you, God, for making it possible for me. And be genuinely grateful. Feel it. The more you can feel it, the more genuine you will be. The more genuine you will be, the more magics will come in your life. Your level of gratitude will increase. So yes, everybody, you can just open your eyes. Yeah, Vishwa, you're saying so much peace while watching sunrise and sunset. That's very true. So anybody wants to share anything? How did you feel? We just did for 2 minutes, 5 deliberate breaths we took. And what is the outcome? How are you feeling right now?
Much more calmer.
Okay, lovely. So you can do that through the day. Can you do that 3 to 4 times through the day? You can just go. So next para will tell us how to do it. Let's read. Anybody else wants to share? Vishwas, okay, Vyom is saying, yeah. Vyom, I read. I was on top of the word. Yeah, Simar.
Ma'am, I don't think we finished the paragraph on the last page.
No. So I have done the visualization of that. So we don't need to read that. Okay. The entire thing I did the visualization. So now we read from here. It is best if you can do this magical practice.
It is best if you can do this magical practice outside so you can really feel and appreciate the magnificence of fresh air. But if that's not possible, then do it inside. You can close your eyes while taking the breaths, or you can do it with your eyes open. You can do it while you're walking, waiting in line, shopping, or anytime, anywhere at any time you want. The important thing is to deliberately feel the feeling of air going in and out of your body. Breathe the way you naturally breathe, because this magical practice is not about your breathing, but about your gratitude for the air that you breathe. If taking a bigger breath helps you to feel more gratitude, then do that. If it helps to make a sound or mentally say the magic word thank you as you breathe the air out, then do that. If you want, what you can also do if you want, you can also do a variation of this practice in the future by imagining you're breathing in gratitude and filling yourself up with every breath you take. In ancient teachings, it is said that when a person reaches the point of being deeply grateful for the air that they breathe, their gratitude will have reached a new level of power, and they will have become the true alchemist who can effortlessly turn every part of their life into gold.
Yes. So it says that the best time to do the magical practice, number one, is this, that you feel you can do it outside so that you can feel and appreciate the magnificence of fresh air. But if that's not possible, as Kashvi, you asked that if I can't go down, so you can do it in outside, just beside your window. Even if there are no plants, it's fine. But you can do it beside your window, and you can very good to do it early morning when you wake up. Just go stand beside your window and just enjoy the fresh air, the touch of air. You know that the smell of air is also different that time. You can experience it. But and most beautiful is if you can close your eyes and do it. It will not take 1 minute also. Okay, but then you'll see you are connected with yourself more when you do it. And if it becomes a practice 4 5 times in a day, if you can do it. So which are the times, which are the places where you can do this while you're walking? You can do this while you're waiting in a line. When you start your school, then there should be no excuse that now the school has started, I can't do. The teacher is teaching you in the class, you can do those breaths. Okay, you are in your assembly, you're saying your prayers, that time you can do your breath. You're giving your exams, that time you can do the breath. And see the difference that comes in your mind and body each time in different situations when you're doing this. You can do it anytime, anywhere, how many ever times, but 5 deliberate breaths, that is minimum. You can continue doing for 5 minutes also. That is also very beautiful. It's a very beautiful experience. It becomes like a meditation. But the important thing is to first deliberately feel the air going in and out of the body, because this practice is not about the magical air, but about the gratitude that you have for the air that you breathe. This is really important. Just be grateful. That's why we say, thank you for the air that I breathe. That's why we're saying this. So what you can do is one more variation, which I have experienced, is that you breathe in gratitude. So breathe in, when you breathe in, say thank you. When you breathe out, say thank you. Then the intensity, then your concentration actually is in the breath and in the gratitude. Okay. So if you want to do a variation of this practice in the future, then imagine you're breathing in gratitude and filling yourself with it with every breath you take. Okay. And the ancient books, the ancient scriptures, the ancient our masters, they have also said that when a person When you're doing this, when you're being grateful for the air that you are breathing in, then you can understand that your gratitude has reached a new level of power. That power which is there within you, you are connecting yourself with that power. And then you will become the true alchemist. Who is an alchemist? Can anybody tell me? Who is an alchemist? Can you look into the dictionary?
A person who transforms or creates something through a seemingly magical process.
Can you repeat it?
A person who transforms or creates something through a seemingly magical process.
Okay, a person who transforms or creates. So do you want to become that? How many of you want to become a true alchemist? How many of you want to become a true alchemist? So that you can turn every part of your life into gold. Yes. So then you actually have to do all the magical practices, including this one, which is being grateful to the air that you're breathing in and out every moment of your life. And say thank you. The more and more you say thank you, the more and more you increase your aura. You know, the vibrations, your energy, your frequency. And when you are in that state, then you can manifest things in your life. That's why it said that you become a true alchemist and you can turn every part of your life into gold. So let's read the magic practice number 23.
Magic practice.
Simar,
Yes, ma'am.
can you start reading magic practice number 23?
Magic practice number 23. The magical air that you breathe. First, count your blessings. Make a list of 10 blessings. Write why you're grateful. Reread your list, and at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. 5 times today, stop and think about the glorious air that you breathe. Take 5 deliberate breaths and feel the feeling of the air moving inside your body and feel the joy of breathing out. After you've taken the 5 breaths, say the magical words. Thank you for the magical air that I breathe. Be as grateful as you can for the precious life giving air that you breathe. Just before you go to sleep tonight, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words. Thank you for the best thing that happened during the day.
Yes, so today's practice is really, really, really beautiful and very, very easy. Only thing is you need to remind yourself. So 5 times today means you can do today. We've done once today, tomorrow when you wake up that time, and then see before we come to the session, 5 times is the minimum. You can go beyond it also and see what happens when you do this. Not that you're speaking to somebody, you're talking to somebody, you're screaming at somebody and take one breath and then talk. No, not like that. It's a concentrated practice. And most important is you have to feel that gratitude, that thankfulness, and you actually have to say, thank you for the magical air that I breathe. Say it softly, say it loudly, whichever way you want to, you can do that. And the choice is yours. You have the freedom to do whichever way you want to. So now, in the last week of a magic book journey, all the chapters have been designed to turn whatever you want into gold. Each chapter is a unique chapter. The next chapter, every chapter, most beautiful chapters, and you will yourself experience it. It's not that me who is saying, but you yourself will experience it. Every chapter will make your, the level of gratitude, it will increase it. And so what I mean, your life will become invaluable, and every person, every situation will be miraculous in front of you. And that's the reason it says that you become an alchemist of your life. So lovely. Thank you, Simar, for reading the chapter for us so beautifully. And
Thank you, ma'am.
now, if anybody has any sharings, anything to ask regarding today's magical practice or any other thing you need to ask, any of the chapters, We have completed our chapter today at 8:32. So I'm so glad now we have time to,
Ma'am, I wanted to ask you something.
yeah.
That I was asking that the magical practice which is there in the early morning hours, we can go in the garden and do it.
Of course, why not? It's the most beautiful thing that you can do if you're allowed to do in the garden.
I'm allowed now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sit under a tree, as we saw the tree in the beginning of the chapter. You can just do whatever you want to. You can touch the tree. You can admire the trunk of the tree. See the intricacies. You know how nature. I mean, sometimes I'm really awestruck that how from a small seed a sapling grows and then slowly it grows and it grows. And actually I have seen, from a smallest of the seed, like has everybody seen a mustard seed? It's so small. Some seeds are so small and from that the entire tree grows. What is this power? How is it happening? So but how many of us just pause and appreciate this? And now we know we all can do it. Now we know we have the access to do it. We all can do it. And when we do it, then see how your entire mind and body transforms. All the stress, all the worries that you're having, it feels like sometimes I see some faces, it feels like the worry of the entire world is with them. So why? We have got all the things. Just one thing we need to do is to be grateful. Grateful to all the things that we have. Okay. So just today we have done the magical air that we breathe. You can connect yourself with all the five elements. The fire, the water and food we did earlier. So earth, 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 when you just be grateful to earth, when you just feel the touch of sand. Has anybody tried that? Playing with mud, playing with sand. Has anybody tried doing it apart from
Yeah, man, it's very fun.
Yes?
Yeah, before the lockdown started and when there was the cases were down, I every day used to play in the sand with my friends, and we even had water to make things, and it's very fun.
Yeah.
After playing the game, we play it.
Yeah. So now when you're doing it next time, feel what are the changes you're feeling in your mind and body after playing with it. So when you're connected with earth, water, fire, wind. So wind, you cannot see the wind. There's this beautiful poem now. Who has seen the wind? Neither you nor I. What are the next lines? I don't remember. I remember doing it when I was in, I think, 6th or 7th standard. This poem. Anybody knows this poem? Who has seen the wind? Neither you nor I. That something something, and it's very really. I think it's by Tennyson.
Ma'am, I know one thing that even though we can't see the air, we can't see, or we can feel it sometimes. Like when the wind is blowing fast, when it is gentle, when it's very hot,
Yeah,
but it's odorless, so we can't smell it, we can't taste it even, we can't see it.
yeah,
So, but we definitely can know the air is there. What we have to do is that take one blown balloon, like blow the balloon with not with helium, with when we blow the balloon with our mouth
yeah,
and tie it. Then take an empty balloon, then take a string and tie both of them to one end of a stick, and then hold the stick. And we can be able to see that the stick with the air balloon will go down. So that proves that air is there.
we all will try this. Okay, we'll try. Okay, so I got the lyrics of this
And
poem.
this is my school experiment, my school science experiment.
Yeah. So this Who Has Seen the Wind by Christina Rossetti. Who has seen the wind? Neither I nor you. But when the leaves hang trembling, the wind is passing through. Who has seen the wind? Neither you nor I. But when the trees bow down their heads, the wind is passing by. So beautiful, na? So nobody has seen the wind. As Kashmir, you said that we can't see the wind, but when the leaves hang trembling, we know that the wind is passing by. When the trees bow down their heads, then we know that the wind is passing by. It's a real beautiful poem. And yeah,
Ma'am, what you said in
so
early,
grateful to Google now. Everything you can just get it by just the click of the fingers. You can get everything. Wow, so beautiful.
ma'am, you know, some kids do their homework by Google. What happens? There's this app called like Google Lens. So you have to scan, there's an option of homework. You can scan your homework if it's a maths problem, and everyone do like that,
Wow, wow.
which I don't do.
Yeah, okay, good.
Ma'am, I have a sharing.
Yes, yes, Simar.
Darsh,
Okay, Darsh, you said. Simar, you also had a sharing, na? You
Yes,
wanted, you wanted to say something?
yes, ma'am. Regarding today's practice.
Yeah. Okay, 1 second, Darsh. Can Simar say because he was waiting? Yeah, Simar.
yes, sure, ma'am.
So, ma'am, like in my school, uh, I was a part of the theater club. So when we prepared for whenever we were going to do a play with our director, just before we actually perform the play on stage, we would do this practice. Like I don't think it had anything to do with this, but we would just take 3 breaths, and then he would say that with every breath that you're taking in, you're absorbing all the positive energy, and with every breath that you're letting out, you're releasing all the negative energy from your play, from yourself. And then after that, our play would go very well. Like,
Yeah.
every time we did that practice, it would like we would have a successful reaction to the play.
Yeah, because you get connected to yourself, your inner self, so this is what the power is all about. So yeah, you were doing the same thing what this chapter is telling us.
Yes.
Yeah, so you can add anything. You inhale gratitude, you exhale, you exhale love, anything, whatever. You can choose just one emotion. You inhale happiness, you exhale happiness. You inhale joy, you exhale joy. Or maybe if you feel that, if you get more connected, that you exhale all what is not required in your body and mind, you can exhale that. Every person will have its own different feelings, but there'll be a point when you will feel that it becomes a part of you. It becomes a part of you, but it will come only with practice, not just listening, reading the chapter. No, it will come with practice. Initially you have to deliberately do it, and most important is the feeling part, that you're feeling grateful. That's
Yes.
really important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. Darsh, you can unmute yourself now.
Yes, ma'am. So yesterday, the whole day I had an ulcer in my mouth. So just before the dinner, I had ordered some pizzas and I was like really sad that I had that thing in my mouth. I will not be able to eat it. But when I took the first bite, I realized that everything in my mouth was well.
Acha, how?
I don't know.
You did some gratitude, something you said?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, okay. Lovely. Awesome. So this is what the magic is all about. Lovely.
Before ordering the pizza, that thing was there in my mouth, and when I just took the first bite, it just vanished.
Wow. And now
Yeah, it's well now.
it's there now?
No, it's not there.
It's not there. Lovely, lovely. Wow, awesome. Lovely sharing, Dash. Thank you for sharing.
Ma'am,
Yes.
can we do the practice in the evening time? Not the sparkling, but we can see the sparkling. When we have to be with nature in the evening, because I go down to game evening.
Yeah, you could do that, but the level of oxygen will be less, of course, but you can do that.
I go around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
No, then that's fine. That's fine. Absolutely fine. The sundown time, no, that's fine. You could do that. Yes, anybody else? Okay, then we can thank you for being a part of today's session and have a magical day. Thank you, everyone, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you.